Obviously a good weekend for us. Friday night coming back from down 0-2 and losing in the third to win against a really good Purdue team. Uh, it was a great win for us, and to turn around and sweep an improving, tough Indiana team the next night. That was another one that we're certainly pleased about. We've got last four matches on the road to close out Big Ten season, and so we'll start that off with Ohio State this Friday.
Do you have any more clarity what happened? You're down 9-3 in that third set. It looks like you're on your way to losing your third match in a row, and suddenly everything flipped. Was it anything anyone said? There was a timeout somewhere in there. You had a big service run from Sid.
Mm-hmm.
But is that just how volleyball can go, or did you sense something happening there?
The first set, I mean, they were playing at a pretty high level, getting some nice swings. I'm not sure defensively we were as good as what we needed to be. It's they were passing nails and just making some plays. So I thought that was a little bit, they were certainly on top of their game, and those things can happen. There wasn't a whole lot of worry after the first set. It's, I don't know what they were hitting, something like 700 after the first set. That's pretty challenging to keep that up. Second set, I thought we started playing a little bit better, and came out a few points shy, but I thought we were playing better. We were making some adjustments as we were kind of going. Third set, we fell behind. Sometimes, I think it was a combination. They made a few hitting errors, and we started feeling a little bit better about ourselves, getting a little bit, mojo starting to get back a little bit. Danielle came in and really helped us with some blocks. Danielle Hart, I thought, did a really nice job. I thought about that time Molly started playing really, really well. She got hot there at the end of the match. But it's, I don't think there was anything secret. I think one of the things that we've discussed is being a little bit grittier. I think that's, that was one of the things going into the match is that's the number one predictor of success is your ability to be gritty. And we kind of talked about it probably around the end of the second or something or going into the third that, you're not going to just be gritty when things are going well. If you're going to discuss going into a match that's something we've got to be a little bit better at, then it's tested when you're down 0-2. And so, but I don't think there was anything magical. I think we started playing a little bit better defense and, Sid's moving the ball around, and getting the ball to some people. And Danielle came in and it gave us a lift. And Tiana, after we subbed her out in the second, when she got back in, she started playing a little bit better. And so I think just, give it to the players credit that they just played better.
You mentioned Danielle. She's helped you out, but generally when she's had longer run, when somebody's sitting out a match and she's had a chance to play, in short bursts hadn't always gone well for her. Is that just a sign of maybe her putting the experience of the time she's had to work? And do you see that as a role she can give you going down the stretch, because she can fill in a couple different spots and in turn with a little rotating around can help you out in a lot of different areas as she comes in?
Yeah, she's got to get a little bit more consistent. What she's working hard. I walked in here. She was in the gym with Gary after a lift session this morning. So she's doing some stuff on her own to try to get better. She's a pretty big block up there. We brought her in for Tiana a little bit. She blocks in middle, and then I think also this weekend we had her on the right side for subbing in for Madison at times, and then I think she came in at a point for Grace, and we moved Madison over the left, her over on the right. So she gives us some flexibility, being able to do some things from a blocking perspective. The other thing is she goes off of 1 foot an awful lot, which is, it's a different look for the opposing team than Madison, who comes in off of 2 feet. And when a slide hitter goes behind off of 1 foot, the blocker has to go with them. And so it is going to open things up one-on-one in the middle. If your ball control is there. So it's a different look for a defense. And I certainly thought that helped us a little bit on Friday, being able to do that. Even though we weren't setting her an awful lot, it opened up some other things for some other people, because the offense changes when she comes in.
I know your regular season home schedule is complete, but what was it like the first season with the upper deck filled and the fans and their backing of your program this year?
It's certainly louder in there. And, I'd say up until a couple weeks ago, it was certainly hotter in there. So I'm really looking forward to finding some ways to cool that down a little bit more. But it's awesome. Hopefully we're pretty darn close to being able to open up all of it and pack all of it. And it's, I don't know what we're at right now, but we're probably 20, 25 matches in a row where we've had a sellout. And that's, I think there's probably maybe one team in the country that can say that they've done more, although that's quite a bit more for them. But, to be able to have that many sellouts in a row is fantastic. And I'm looking for the day where all of that is open and all of it is for.
Dennis.
When you have a weapon like Dana, and sometimes Sid will go to her a lot in a row, and then it's hard to not go to her, and yet there were times when you really, when she spread the ball around a lot more. If it's going to Dana all the time, your lefts don't get good opportunities. Is that a balancing act that you're still working out?
It's a, yeah. I mean, you talk about Dana. I think one of the crazy stats is, after I think our third match of the season, I think our lowest hitting percentage is .324. She's only had a handful of matches where she's been under 400, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it's, she's our Jonathan Taylor, but you certainly can't give him the ball every single time. You can't give her the ball every single time. But at times it's hard not to. We're a better team, I think, when we have a little bit of balance, and and I think our left sides are better when they're getting some balls in some ideal situations, and it's hard not to go to Dana when you have all of your options there and the ball's up at the net, and you put the ball back there where she's able to not only hit over blocks, but hit around them and hit with a lot of range. But you certainly, it's not conducive to having a team that is really confident in themselves is when your pin hitters are only getting balls in in situations where they've got to take out the trash. It's in the block, and the defense is setting up for them. And so I won't say that we're working on that balance. We're trying to give them a little bit more opportunities, and they're actually hitting at a pretty high percentage. There's no reason for us not to be going to Molly and Grace over on the left when we're in a perfect scenario. And we did that a little bit more this weekend. I thought Molly was fantastic on Friday, especially at the end of the match. I thought Grace was really, really good on Saturday. Grace has strung together quite a few matches in a row where she's playing at a pretty high level, very consistent. Ball control's been fantastic the past 2 or 3 weeks. And so, we're still trying to figure some things out. But, yeah, when you have a player like Dana out there that's playing as high a level as what she is, sometimes it's hard not to just keep going to her. But, I really like what we were doing Saturday. We had a lot of balance against Indiana, and then when it was time to close things out, I think Sid just said, all right, let's boom, 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 boom. Let's go to her and let's get out of here.